Have you ever had an argument with someone and thought you were absolutely right, only to walk away and ask yourself, wait a minute, was I the asshole? Well, that's where Reddit comes in. So join me each day as we read through the top Am I the Asshole post and ask the question, was this person indeed the asshole or not? As always, leave your opinion in the comments below and let me know if you agree or disagree with my take on it. Let's get started. All right, so let's look at one of the top Reddit stories for Am I the Asshole today? And today's story is Am I the asshole for making my son cook for his sister, even if it means cooking at midnight and waking him up? Well, that's odd. I wonder what this situation is. It's literally 14 days now out of 185 school days. He won't fail school. That's extremely dramatic for 2 weeks of being tired. Okay, well, let's see. My daughter, 21, gets off of work at 4 a.m. She usually stays up until lunchtime and then sleeps until she goes to work. She works night shift. My son is 17 and still in high school. Okay. I am at work when she is sleeping, but my son was home for the summer and he would wake her up to make him food. He would pester her until she did it so she could go back to sleep. It came ahead a month ago where my daughter lost it and I finally learned about it. Anyways, long conversation, and as his punishment, he has to make my daughter food when she asks for it at any time, the same amount she did for him. Okay, okay. You're winning me over. You're winning me over. At the beginning, I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Your son, 17, high school. Why are you waking him up? He has to do his schoolwork. He might have tests. But the fact that he's 17 and can't make something for himself and is being inconsiderate and bothering his sister who's working the night shift to cook him something. Okay, you're winning me over. You're winning me over. I'm leaning towards maybe you're not the asshole. So let's see. So it was about 30 times he woke her up, so he has to make her 30 meals. Everyone agreed, though my son wasn't happy and picked it over losing his phone for a month. Okay, so you gave him a choice of punishments. I like that. So far, I'm getting more and more on your side here. So my daughter will wake him up to make her food. He still has 15 meals left. He hates it, but it gets the point across. Now school has started and he got woken up last night to make her food. So this morning he was tired as hell. Please spell check your posts and grammar check. I'm not trying to be rude, but even if I'm not reading out loud, as someone sitting down just reading, it does make it hard to follow where I have to keep going back sometimes. So even as a reader who's reading this in the privacy of my home to myself without reading out loud, I would have a little bit of trouble sometimes with some of the posts. But okay. Now school started and he got woken up last night to make her food. He was tired as hell. He went to his grandparents and I got in a huge argument with my mom. She thinks I'm an asshole, but the punishment fits the crime. My son won't talk to me, and I am questioning myself, even though my husband is backing up the punishment. The only thing you're an asshole about is not checking your spelling. Okay, but that's me being pedantic, okay? No, you're not the asshole. Um, your son's at the asshole. And here's the thing your mom, she's the asshole too, because your son goes to her with his side of the story, with the sob story, and without her even, at least not from what you're saying, without her even talking to you to see both sides of the situation, to see why you're doing that, she's already on her grandbaby's side. And that makes her kind of the asshole. I mean, look, your son's obviously a spoiled little prick. Yeah, it's obvious. I mean, the fact that he's 17 years old and he thinks it's okay to wake up his sister when she's working the night shift to cook for him, yeah, he's spoiled as hell. So the truth is, as a parent and as grandparents, you guys probably didn't do the best of jobs raising him for him to think that was acceptable thus far. Because obviously, he got it in his head somewhere that not being considerate of others is acceptable, or he never even learned to be considerate of others. So that comes from somewhere, typically the parenting or the grandparenting, right? So from that perspective, long back, long ago, back in the day, you might have been the asshole of a parent, to be honest. But in this specific situation, I think this is an example of good parenting. He did something where he wasn't thinking of other people because he doesn't think about consequences, right? So you are giving him a consequence. And he had two choices, right? Two choices of consequences. He could have chosen to be without his phone for a month, which for teenagers, I guess, is like losing a hand, which is sad, but that's a rant. That's a tangent. So no, I don't think in this particular situation that you are the asshole. I think that your son's the asshole and he needs to learn a lesson. I think your mom's the asshole because she's being the good grandmother without realizing that maybe a good grandmother might make for a shitty child, basically. Grandparents, I think, often have this idea of, oh, we get to spoil the grandbabies. No, 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 no. As a grandparent, don't do that. You're just making a problem. You're making a problem for the parents to have to fix. So I do hate when grandparents have this idea of spoiling their grandbabies. I hate that idea so much because again, you were a parent. You should know better. You should know the trouble that causes. So your mom's kind of the asshole here, but you in this particular situation are not the asshole. I think this is a great choice, a great option. You're letting your son, you let him have a choice of two punishments. You're teaching him consequences. This is what you should do. And I would stretch. Again, I don't know who you are. I don't know how you parented before, but I think maybe if he had this type of consequence system to his actions when he was maybe 9, 10, 11 years old, maybe this problem would have never occurred. But this is me stretching because, again, I don't know the background. I don't know how things have gotten to that point with your son to think this is okay. So yeah, you're not the asshole in this situation. Your son's the asshole. I'd go so far to say your mom's the asshole, but this is perfectly fine. So I made a lot of judgments in that one. I'm guessing some people might disagree with me. If you disagree or agree, please leave your comments below and let me know. Am I the asshole? Anyway, have a great day.